Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to my Friday morning's lesson about the British IPA, correct use sounds. What you can learn from these classes. Number one, how to pronounce British English correctly. Number two, if you're confused about pronouncing any words, most probably I can help you do that. Though pronouncing a word correctly is really challenging and sometimes not possible, but with the best efforts, techniques, instructions, and guidelines, you can do that. You have to believe in yourself. Disclaimer, in order to do that, you must have a little bit schooling or education. How it is important. Number one, if you don't know how to read or write or respond to a question, it is much unlikely for you to learn English and develop yourself. Oh, some people say that, oh, some people even do not have education in English speaking countries. How can you do that? That's wrong, guys. In every English speaking country, A level education is mandatory. You have to complete your 12 years education, which is called A level in the Western countries. But in your country, possibly uh, higher secondary school or college, or I don't know what to say in your local language. But bear in mind, you must have basic schooling in order to understand English, to be good speaker or good, communicator. So welcome everyone. By the way, there is a technical glitch for all of my classes, guys. My apologies because I tried to pause classes from the 6th of August to 11th of August. Looks like it didn't work out. Rather, it took 3 days classes of this week and all the night classes next week, which is really frustrating for my students as well as for me. And I didn't expect it either. However, I tried to come on public live stream to talk to you, but as you might be aware that when I'm free or when you are free, sometimes you know it's difficult for you to join because you're not free either. Because I'm free, I have started my lesson. It doesn't mean that you may be free. Hello, Oli, welcome. So welcome once again, guys. Hello, Tina. I have tried to add you. I don't know the reason why I'm not able to add you. But if you've got time, you can join me. Hello, Firuzan, welcome. By the way, dear viewers, if you're interested to join, you are more than welcome. What you have to do is you have to click on the subscription button and possibly you may be eligible to get 2 free lessons. Or if you want to spend your money, you're more than welcome because English learning is expensive in the Western countries. Do you know how much you have to pay? Any idea? In countries like the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, or the USA, to learn English from a qualified teacher takes you lots of money. Let me give you a little bit briefing. In the UK, you know that Cambridge University, Oxford University, and the Cambridge cities, and Oxford City, as well as London, there are many English teaching schools for the non-native speakers. And for each lesson, remember, each 1 hour lesson, you have to pay at least 15 to 20 US dollars, depending on the location where you are. If you compare, Hello is much and way cheaper. You're paying for every hour $2 only, and $2 is nothing for you because you spend a lots of money here and there. So try to utilize the money to learn something which may be helpful for your future life, maybe your academic life or professional life, or maybe any other way. Okay. Hello, Jibin, welcome. Thank you very much for stopping by, guys. I'm really glad to see you. We're going to start our lesson today. And what are you going to learn today? Um, Honestly speaking, guys, if we remember, in our last class, we discussed Schwa Sound. Okay, and let me find out where is this Schwa Sound. Bear me a moment, please. We're going there. And in the meantime, if you have got any questions or comments, I'll be happy to answer it. Please bear in mind that the best way to develop your pronunciation is to cross-check from a dictionary. And what kind of English you like to follow, British English or the American English? Please bear in mind that there are only two types of IPA, British IPA for the British English and American IPA for the American English. And also, most of the people think that it's the British English that's very difficult to learn. Okay, but for the American English, they say that it's very easy. But if I compare, none of the pronunciation seems to be easy to me. They both are individual, unique, and they've got distinct differences when you're pronouncing. Now, the challenging part, okay? Okay, hang on a moment, please. The challenging part is that people sometimes do not follow the way it should be. What exactly it means? Hang on a moment, please, guys. I need to bring another document. Hang on a second, please. Because our next classes would be syllables. Fusion says, how do I pay? Do I need to add credit card? American English. Fusion, possibly you might be able to get 2 free lessons. You need to add money on your Hallo wallet. We call it Hallo Cash. Okay. So after that, even if it is free trial, they have to verify and validate your account. The only way you can do that is by adding a credit card or debit card. Okay. Hang on a moment, please. So, we are discussing today Schwa Sound. Hang on a moment, I have to go back again now. Where is this Schwa Sound gone? Yes, this is the Schwa Sound symbol, guys. Uh, my voice is breaking out, sorry, because it happens very often, especially on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, when people try to use the internet. And as an impact, sometimes, the voice breaks. Okay, so Schwa sound is a vowel sound in an unstressed syllable. And you can see that the reversed E, small e, is the symbol, where a vowel doesn't make its long or short vowel sound. It usually sounds like the short oo sound, but is softer and weaker. The Schwa sound is the most common vowel sound, though it is not vowel at all, and the only speech sound with its own spatial name. Some people say that it is the lazy sound or silent sound, which is pronounced softly, used in unstressed part of the word. Okay, it could be at the beginning of a word, it could be in the middle, or it could be third or the fourth letter of the word, or it could be the last word. As you might be aware, there are 5 vowel alphabets, okay? A, E, I, O, U. And if you remember, letter Y is also called semi-vowels because most of the cases Y sounds like I. So let's practice these words. When A is Shasan. Now the greatest and challenging part is that how do I know this is the Shasan? As I've explained, it is the unstressed syllable where you'll find that you'll feel that this is not pronounced. Because it is not pronounced, the sound may be different than how it is written. Okay, so let's. If you need to know the pronunciation of a word, I will always suggest you to go to the individual website or dictionary site like Oxford or Cambridge if you're after British English, or Collins or Merriam-Webster if you're after American English. However, all these dictionaries have got both of the sounds together so that you can compare. So let's go to the first word, which is, oops, sorry, wrong spelling. How do you pronounce this word? Balloon. I don't know if you can hear me or not. It says balloon. It's a noun. And hot air balloon. In Turkey, there is a place called Cappadocia. They have got this adventure, hot air balloon ride. If you ever visit there, you can try to, you know, get this experience. You have to you have to buy ticket on the spot or from online. Excuse me. and you can have an experience hot air balloon ride. It's like a group of people. So balloon, noun. Has it got any other parts of speech? Let me see. Yes, it can be used as a verb. Okay, remember that there is an amazing way to distinguish a sound is noun or verb. If it is a bisyllable, excuse me, if you remember, bi means two syllable or more, we always stress on the second part if you want to make it verb. Like contract, noun, contract, verb. Likewise, balloon, ballooned. Now your stressing should be up. Okay, so likewise, balloon, noun, balloon, verb. Then the word problem. Problem, problem. Look at the difference. So what does the Schwa sound exactly define? Remember, if you ever find this symbol in any word, you have to ignore it. And there are thousands of words, especially in British English. More than 40% of British English words have got Schwa sound, which is why our sound is a bit different than the American English. If you ever watch those old movies, and you'll be surprised to see how they talk, there's stress almost in every word. And I always give this example that in old movies, they speak like this: Your Highness, this person must be taken to the dungeon for the treachery and treason against the kingdom. He must be kept there for lifetime sentence as a punishment from the government for breaching the loyal subjects agreement. See, people always speak like this in old movies, but language is not static, it changes. Over the period of time, it evolved a new accent which is called once again RP accent. What does exactly RP mean? It's called received pronunciation, which means you're receiving the pronunciation from different parts of the UK. And when you speak in that accent, nobody will be able to understand which part of the England or the UK you're from, because it doesn't fall have any because it doesn't have any dialect or any impact of the local dialect. Straight it follows the pronunciation techniques, and that is really amazing to know how they pronounce the words. Okay, so the next word is problem. As you can see, problem can be used as a verb and noun again. Problem, you see, we're stressing a B when we are using a noun. Problem. Do you know what exactly it means in English? It's a situation, person, or thing that needs attention and is to be dealt with or solved. You may have financial problem or financial, both are correct, guys. Health problems. Okay, you could have any other personal problem as well. Now, when you're using as a verb, problem, are you going to create problem? Can you use it as a verb? No. Problem can't be used as verb. It is only noun. Oh, Maldita, thank you very much. So sweet for donation. Next word is, you see, family. People will say that family. That's wrong. It's family because the I before the L is Schwa sound, and it's this A is a diphthong, as you can see. It is a combination A and E sound. Family, family, not family even. Family. Okay. So it's family. So very often we ask, do you have a family? Do you live in a nuclear family, extended family, isolated family, etc.? So next word is bottom. Bottom. Bottomless basket. Bottom. Okay. O is shortened before the M, the letter O. Bottom. Now look at this distinct sound. Bottom. American English will be bottom. You know why T sounds like D here? Because there is a vowel sound after that. And that is pretty distinct as well, once again. If there's a vowel sound in American English after T, they pronounce the T as like D, flap T. But for us, it remains same. Once again, I like to remind you the most amazing differences between these two sounds are letter R and letter T. And you have to be careful when you're listening the way that the person is pronouncing letter R or not, whether the T is pronounced as a T or like a flap T. And you can understand after that, oh, this person is really English follower of British English or maybe American English follower. All right. Now in Cockney accent, which is one of the amazing accents of the UK, they even do not pronounce T and R. They don't say bottom, they say bottom. That is a T. We say water, they even say water. No T, no R, water. See, this is the impact of learning different kinds of accents in the UK. And the next word is oo. As you can see in British English, if the letter R is the second letter, third or fourth at the last, we do not pronounce it. It is always silent. So it is support, not support. If you pronounce support, that becomes American. Okay. Support. Support. Remember, support and support. Support. British English, as you can see. The U becomes Schwa sound. You see the E? Schwa sound. Tina, are you still there? Would you like to make a comment? Because I can see that you're on the screen, but you're not joining. Please bear in mind once again, if you don't join a class, it will be, loss for you because you're losing the opportunity to interact with the teacher to practice. So it's always better to hop on and practice with the teacher. It helps you develop your confidence, your fluency, your communication skill, as well as your efficiency of English learning. We all are here on this app to learn and develop ourselves. But how can you do that if you don't hop on and talk to the teacher? Okay, so I'll suggest each and every person who are listening to me to hop on. If you're the subscriber of a teacher, hop on, practice. Practice makes you progress. Okay, it gives you the positive vibe to develop and grow yourself. Okay. Alright, so next word is, how do you pronounce this? Is it analysis or analysis? So there is an easy way to remember it, guys. Okay, in this word, there are two Schwa sounds. The first A is a Schwa sound, as you can see, and the Y is also Schwa sound, and it should be pronounced like this: analysis, not lysis. Remember, it is lysis. Li. Why it is Li? If you remember that Y sounds like I, so Li, Li is generally sounds like Li. Analysis. Okay, so analysis. It's a noun as well. Okay. Similarly, paralysis, analysis, paralysis. And now let's move on. If a word has ending A, L, L, Y, all the A sounds are Schwa sound. So dear viewers, I'm going to make it a little bigger. Come on, what is that font? 2019. One moment, guys. I'm just okay. So another short sound rule is that if you ever find A, L, L, Y at the end of any word, the A becomes Schwa sound. So look at those examples. Basically, do not ever say basically after today. If you are listening to me, do not ever say basically. It's basically. Likewise, physically, mentally, not mentally, mentally. Though it may sound weird, okay, but that's the fact. Learning correct pronunciation is really sometimes challenging. Okay, so I will suggest you always follow the pronunciation techniques. Now people ask me very often that how can I follow it, because I don't have those sounds which the English language has. You can always bear in mind that achieve your goal as long as you've got strong desire, strong intention to learn and grow more. Okay, and honestly speaking, it is better to follow the dictionary once again. If you're not sure, follow it and try to imitate the word, the way they pronounce. Imitation process is one of the amazing processes, I should say, to learn and develop your sound. Now the challenging part is that if a teacher gives you lessons or exercises, if you don't follow it, how you're going to develop? You can't develop over the night or overnight, like drinking water or having a good night's sleep, and you found that next morning you have started speaking English like the Americans or Canadian or the British. That is never will happen in your life. It's your hard work, your patience, and your dedications will bring these things. So do not use Google Dictionary, guys. Once again, go to the individual dictionary like Oxford or Cambridge. I say it almost every class. If somebody asks me where to find out the word, I never say to them, go to the Google. No, Google is not solicited. You can always go to the website or the web dictionary like Oxford, Cambridge, Collins, Merriam-Webster, or any other dictionary. Okay, now this physically, mentally. Is it mentally? What do you think? From the Schwa sound, you can find that it is mentally. Very soft sound. Menta, this ah becomes a little bit ah sound. Mentally, mentally, mental defective. There are many mental defective people in our society or country. Okay, so mentally is the next one. After that, look at these words, two words. It has got two pronunciation. Believe it or not, you can see that. It depends on the stress, where you're stressing. Remember, stressing the word, intonation, and presentation is very important for you if you like to develop your pronunciation. Please bear in mind that I always emphasize on your pronunciation, not the accent. And honestly speaking, as I said to you thousands of times, in IELTS exam, there is no mark for accent. It's a mark for your pronunciation. Just picture it. If they would give marks on accent, people wouldn't get marks on this part. Because for the non-natives, you know, they don't follow any kind of accent, many non-natives. Though I have noticed many non-natives try to follow the accent, but my suggestion would be never ever follow any accent. Rather, follow your pronunciation techniques. So this word, nationally, what do you think, guys? Is it nationally? It's nationally, remember, because the A is Schwa sound. Nationally, 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 British IPA, American IPA, nationally. We're stressing on T, word sounds like Sha, nationally. Okay. So once again, dear viewers, you're watching the live stream from the UK, and our local time is 3 past 7 a.m. Friday morning. This lesson is mostly about the British English development, character sounds, and RP accent. If you are interested to join, you are more than welcome. What you have to do is you have to click on the subscription button, and it will take you to the page, my profile page, to join the class. Then if you're using this app for the first time, you'll be offered two free lessons, each having 1 hour. But if you're interested to subscribe by your money, you're more than welcome. It is $4 for every class. There are 4 lessons for this whole classes in a month. Bear in mind that it takes ages to develop the sound, and which is why it's very important for you as a learner to follow the pronunciation techniques, to imitate the sounds which you learn from any dictionary, especially uh, British English. Okay, so nationally, once again, nationally, like she's a nationally known columnist. Okay. Do you think there are any other words? There are thousands of words which has got ALLY. We'll practice some more. Okay. I'm going to write there as well. Also the phonetic symbol. Now this one. People will say that logically. No, guys, remember once again, it's logically. It is not logically. Logically. So this word is logically. Now, very often students say, the teacher, how can I remember all the sounds? They seem to be difficult. I've got a technique, disclaimer, this is my technique. You have to make 27 sentences. That's way too much, right? No, it's not, because you're learning stage, you're developing and growing yourself to the next level. It will be very easy for you. So let me explain how you can write 27 sentences easily. In order to write sentences, again, disclaimer, I need to have grammar knowledge. If you don't know how to create sentences correctly, if you don't know how to use those structures they have to learn from grammar, then it will be difficult for you. And how you can write 27 sentences, let me explain once again. For first person, as you know, there are 3 types of persons in English grammar: first person, second person, and third person. From the first person, choose I and make sentence with I, with the logically. I've done this job logically, for example. Then you make a negative sentence. I have not done this job logically. Then you make an interrogative sentence. Have I done the job logically? You see, now we have got 3 sentences. Now, because these sentences are all in present tense, use the same tense and choose the subject as a second person. And the second person subject is only you. Then with you can make 3 more sentences. So 6. Then use a person from third person. So who is third person? Third person is those people except I, because it's first person, we, first person, and you, second person. I, you, and we, except these three existence, everything, anything in this world is third person. So with the third person, you make another three some similar sentences. So you got 9 sentences in present tense. Now make the sentence in the past tense, another 9 sentences. Make this sentence in the future tense, another 9 sentences. So from one word, now you're making 27 sentences. There may be more if you practice more, remember, but these are the 327. I mean, these are the basic 27 sentences for you to learn one word. And sometimes you might say, hey, time is matter. I don't have time to join a teacher, but I like to level up my English. I like to develop myself. Very often I see this type of comments. The teacher, I'm busy. I don't have time to attend class, but I like to learn. Which seems a little bit, awkward for me. Okay. No, I don't know. Where is Tina now? Okay, by the way, guys, the subscribers who didn't join today, you might be aware your free lessons is ending today. If you want to continue this classes lesson, then possibly you have to subscribe to me. Remember, without a subscription, it will be unlikely for you to hop on here, but you can still hop on. Hello has that opportunity. You have to use $2, but in this case, possibly $4. I'm not sure how much they will charge you. Okay. So once again, guys, if you've got any questions or comments, do let me know, because this class is going to be ended by the next 18 minutes. All right, we have found logically, then chronologically, again, the logically, dramatically, not dramatically. Okay, so how do you pronounce it? You can see there is ALLY. Dramatically, so it's tracing on dramatically. Dramatically or dramatically? Ooh, dramatically, American IPA, British IPA, dramatically, dramatically, suddenly or obviously. It means suddenly, obviously. Okay, let me get some more words for you to practice, guide. Economically. Let me find out for the dramatically Schwa sound, as well as the phonemes or phonetic symbols. You can say dramatically, not dramatically. Remember, once again, it's dramatically. And let's make sentences with this word dramatically. Your life changes dramatically when you have a baby to take care of. That's $1,000,000 questions. Dramatically. How about automatically? It is not automatically, it is automatically. Automatically, people say that. No, guys, don't say automatically. Automatically. So, guys, this is automatically. Now I make sentences with automatically. And I'm sure you know the meaning of it. The meaning is if a machine or device does something automatically, which means it does it independently without any human control by itself. Like the example, the camera adjusts the shutter speed automatically. If you're continuing on an online onward flight, your bags will be transferred automatically, which means that it doesn't matter how many transits you have got, your bags transferred automatically from that flight to your final destination. Okay, guys, so let's move on. Next word. This one. How about this word? Is it technically or technically? So it is technically. Generally, if a verb has ly at the end, it becomes adverb. But though there are many exceptions, So it is technically the country's economic problems are over, but recovery will be slow. Young people who are technically still children. In a way that relates to the knowledge, machines, or methods used in the science and industry. Technically advanced weapons. So once again guys, our local time is 7:20. I've got a few more minutes before we end up this morning's live stream. And today we're discussing Schwa Sound. And if you know how to detect it and if you know how to pronounce them, will help you a lot having good pronunciation techniques and having good communication skills. Bear in mind that English learning is a matter of your daily routine. Practice it every day. Learn something new every day. And once again, as I mentioned earlier, make 27 sentences with one word and practice it. You don't have to memorize, but you can practice. Because being human, it is not always possible to memorize some words, but it is possible to remember those techniques that will help you technically your knowledge. What does technically means? According to the rules of technique, the law. If you've got any questions or comments, you're more than welcome to ask me. I'll be happy to answer it. Okay, so let me see if there are more words. Actually, as I say, there are thousands of words. Another common is differentially. Differentially. See, it's a very difficult word. Let me write it. Differentially. 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 Okay, let's see the IP. So differentially. It means in a way that is based on a difference. Those laws have been very differentially enforced. Okay, So I've got 5 minutes, 19 seconds, guys. If you remember, these classes are okay, time controlled, and it has got only 1 hour, and starts counting down from 59 minutes, 59 seconds. And when it goes to 0, it shuts down automatically. You see, we have used this word automatically, not automatically, not technically. Once again, if you ever find ALLYAs or a Schwa sound in those words, you have to remember that. You have to follow these pronunciation techniques when I speak to you. Okay? It doesn't matter whether you means any person who doesn't know how to pronounce English correctly, but it matters as soon as you know how to pronounce them correctly. Okay, and once again, guys, thank you very much. I think to finish my live stream now, but should you have any questions and comments, and you can always ask me in the subscriber chat. Bear in mind that that is the communication portal through which student can contact his or her teacher. Okay. I think I was going to write this word. That's the last word for today's lesson. So how do you pronounce it, guys? Economically. You will notice that this word has two types of, oops, sorry. This word has two types of phonetics. Let me make it a bit larger. These are a bit shorter. Okay. So in the British English, it is economically. American English, economically. Or sometimes you can say economically. That's also correct, guys. Remember, both of them are correct from the phonetic symbols. You can see it has got I sound and then S sound, ah and A. So economically and economically. And why the difference is there? Because the word economics and economics, both are correct. Economics and economics. Remember, when you learn phonetics or the sound, try to learn both of them. rather than arguing other people that, hey, my one is correct. Okay, the person might be correct as well. You can say it's I and a, both of them. Thank you very much, guys, once again for joining. And whatever you have learned from today, please practice it before you forget. All right. Thank you and bye.